Hi guys, my name's Elliot James Leon and I'm just doing my first video for my channel, which is in support of my feature film, off my own back, self-financed, no budget, you could say. I thought I'd better do a little introduction video just to explain to people out there what I'm trying to do and, what my film is about. So I've had the good fortune to work with some local theatre groups based in the Lake District or the South Lakes, where I live in the UK. To anyone outside of the UK, it's the Lake District is in Cumbria in England, and it's basically lakeland, mountains, lakes. Lots of sort of dramatic countryside. And my idea was to make a film, fictional, but combining some real life interviews about a cryptid. Uh, Cryptids, if you don't know, are sort of unexplained, mysterious, sort of mythical, unexplained creatures that can't be proved, neither disproved. So you've obviously got the Sasquatch in North America. Maybe part of the reason being that in that area of North America, the Pacific Northwest, the forest, the woodland, there's a lot. I mean, don't quote me, but hundreds of miles of like unexplored woodland, forest, etc. That I guess there is the theory being that if people have never been there, how do they know if they haven't explored all of the forest? And if it's largely untouched, then maybe there could be things, creatures, bipedal giants still alive that were around hundreds of thousands of years ago. And then you've also got Nessie, the Loch Ness monster in Scotland, in the Scottish Highlands, and Bowness-on, which is the film I'm doing. I'm doing the film about Bowness-on. Like Loch Ness, Windermere is a ribbon lake, sort of formed by glaciers, smaller than Loch Ness, but it's similar in its natural makeup, if you will. And the theory is that if it's 11 miles long and over 200 feet deep, then there could be something living in there. That it's very cold down there. There could be something very large, cold-blooded, aquatic, prehistoric creature, or it could just be a very large fish of some kind. So I thought I would do this film anyway, based on that. There's been lots of films about the Loch Ness monster, Hollywood films, UK films. So I thought, well, why not do one about the Bowness monster, which is affectionately the name of this particular cryptid. So yeah, I'm just doing it off my own back. I've been blessed to work with some really good people from two theatre groups here in the South Lakes, Kendal Community Theatre Group and Burnieside Bats Theatrical Society, with some very good actors. There's also 15 or 16 members of the public who I asked went to Bowness-on-Windermere, where Bowness is said to inhabit, and I interviewed some members of the public who were, happy to be asked about it. So they've been mixed in with these scripted parts of the film. There's also some people who have had real life experiences that they can't explain. Someone who was swimming in Lake Windermere 5 o'clock in the morning on a summer's morning. There was no boats, no lake cruisers out, nothing. The lake was like a mirror, like a 10-mile long mirror, basically, that calm. And this person swam with his friend and he felt something huge underneath him that sent up a meter-high bow wave that went across the lake, and they were basically really freaked out. So he's given his version of events, and that's, like I said, it's mixing with some fictional parts. There's some fictional characters as well, just, I've embellished it, but it's basically going to be a feature-length film which is a mixture of documentary and real life interviews and vox populi, voice of the people, and also sort of live footage, if you will, rather than found footage, live footage, because the character, there's a main character who is a internet age, pretty harebrained, hapless, wannabe internet reporter, presenter, and he's also a filmmaker, documentary filmmaker, and he is with a camera woman who is basically the brains of the two. She doesn't speak, but she's basically always one step ahead of Jeremy, the main character. And that some of that you see what actually happens in between him interviewing these various people and going out onto the lake on a boat in search of the monster. You see actually what's happening live, in between him interviewing people and doing these things. So it's almost like a fourth wall perspective, sort of looking down from above at the protagonists and what they get up to. Altogether, there's over 70 people that have been involved in the film, 27 scripted actors, over 20 choir members, 8 musicians who were involved in the film soundtrack, who performed on the film soundtrack. So there's over 70 people involved, none of whom unfortunately are business people, which is something I'm looking at. So if there's anybody out there that is interested parties that would be willing to, contact me, please message me here on YouTube. You could send me a private message, because I'm looking at trying to appeal to interested parties to help fund the film's promotion, advertising and promotion, to really give it legs. It's currently in post-production. I'm about just over 60% of the way through it, so it's not too far. I'm hoping to release the film, or certainly give a private screening in early springtime, basically. Okay, so this is my first video. It's just giving you a little heads up. I'm not going to waffle on too much longer. Please watch this space and check back. I'm going to be doing more videos talking about the film and the post-production and my aims. Okay, thank you for checking this out. See you.